Have you ever driven past a sign that says work in progress, only to realize that there's actually no work going on? No workers, no noise, no movement, just cones and barriers. It can be annoying, especially on a major road. Sometimes we live our lives that way. We carry on a label that says, I am a work in progress. But the question is there really any work going on? Is there really any progress happening? Or are we just holding up this sign that says work in progress while standing still? Welcome to today's episode of A More Excellent You. And today we'll be talking about my life, your life, as a work in progress. Let's talk about the difference between saying that I am a work in progress and actually being a work in progress. A roadside work in progress sign sets an expectation. Everyone drives carefully, the drivers slow down, everyone is expecting something. They think that something important is being built or is happening. But if no work is done, then that sign is just a cover. The sign is just a placeholder for a progress that does not exist. In the same way, when we say God is working on me, I'm not there yet, I'm a work in progress, that is all beautiful and that is all true. But if we're not actually surrendering, if we're not learning, if we're not growing, then our words are like an empty construction site. It may look official, but nothing is really changing. Now, here's the first part to it. Sometimes passers-by don't even notice. The sign is there, the cones are out, everything looks as though progress is happening. That's how casual acquaintances can be. That's how social media followers can be. People that know us from a distance, people that only see us from a distance. We can keep saying to them, I'm a work in progress. God is working on me. And we can say the right words and they'll believe it because they don't see behind the signs. We can project an appearance of growth. We can post the right quotes. We can attend the right events and say all the right words. And from the outside, it would look like there is construction going on here. It would look like something is really happening. Progress is happening. But the truth is, appearances don't equal progress. On the other hand, sometimes it's very obvious. A passerby can see weeds growing in the cracks. Same potholes are there untouched. The same barriers are there week after week after week. They know immediately that nothing is going on here. This happens when our patterns never change. When we keep saying we're growing, but we're stuck in the same cycles, the same anger problem, the same gossip, the same procrastination, the same lack of discipline. Sometimes people may not call us out, but deep down they can see the sign is up, but the work has stopped. That's the danger of self-deception. We get so used to saying, I am under construction, I am a work in progress, that we stop noticing that the work has actually stopped, that there's the absence of an actual change. But here's the part that really hits home. The people closest to us, they always know. Our family, our close friends, our spouses, our kids, they see the real you behind that sign, they notice. They notice the same temper that keeps flaring over and over again. They notice the same habits that keeps creeping in. And when there's no visible evidence of growth, they see these things. We can fool a passerby, we can impress a stranger, but the people who live with us, the ones who share a life with us, they can tell if the construction has truly started, if the construction started and is stopped, if it's just a sign left on the roadside, or if the construction is still going on. So, what's the lesson here? It comes down to self honesty. Am I just carrying a label, work in progress, to excuse staying the same? Or am I actively cooperating with the process of growth? True growth is not glamorous, just like a construction site. It can be messy, it can be noisy, and it can be uncomfortable, but it involves breaking things down before building new foundations. If you're honest with yourself, if I'm honest with myself, I'll know whether I'm in that process or if I've just put on cones and I'm pretending to have work in progress. Here's the challenge. Don't just put on a sign. Look for evidence. What is changing in your thinking? What is changing in your habits? What is changing in your relationships? If you cannot point to anything, it's time to pause and ask, have I allowed God to actually do the work? Have I allowed the process of discipline, the process of accountability to actually do the work? Because a real work in progress leaves a trail. There's dust, there's debris, there's scaffolding, there's noise, but there is progress. You may not be finished, but you're moving forward. So next time you're tempted to say, hey, I'm a work in progress, ask yourself, is there really work happening? Is there really progress happening? Or am I just holding up a sign? Do not settle for the cover. Choose the real, honest growth. Your life deserves more than a sign. Your life deserves transformation. If this video has been helpful to you, remember to like, remember to subscribe, remember to share with someone that needs this reminder. Until next time, see you.